Hey, Young Adults Serve Team, Life Group Leaders, Host Homes. It's another great week this summer. So we are going to give you everything you need to get prepared and to make sure your group is a part of everything that they want to be a part of. Check it out. Okay, so here's some announcements just for you and then announcements for your life group. An announcement just for you, you will notice if you look at their discussion guide that we've changed it and that it is going to be the same actually all summer. So the heart here is to, number one, try something different. Number two, actually dive deeper into the passage than we do into remembering what Craig said on Sunday. We are going to use what Craig said like we would any other resource as we study the Bible, a helpful tool for interpreting and understanding, but we want to make sure our group goes back to the text. So what we have is a larger chunk of scripture right at the top, and then we've got a series of questions that will mostly be the same every week, which should hopefully help us dive deeper into what the scripture is saying, which would hopefully yield more fruitful and exciting discussions every single week. Because every single week you're diving into scripture and saying, what does this say for us? So there's three things I want you to think about. There's those three questions kind of in the middle before we get to a typical, like at the end, hey, what problems do you have with this passage? Sort of what's confusing. And then lastly, how do we apply this? Before we do those two things that we jump to so frequently, we're going to ask three essential questions. What does this passage teach me about God? How does it have me look up and understand more of God's character in some way? Every passage has something, so diving in. Second, what does this passage say about me, about human nature, about me, myself, in terms of what I should do or what I am like as a human? How does it teach me more about myself? What does it say about me? And then third, what does it say about the gospel, the good news of Jesus? How does this passage further demonstrate or illustrate what the gospel of Jesus means to us? So we're going to look up, we're going to look in, and then we are going to look out at the gospel and how we are supposed to live that out in the world. So those are the three essential questions we are going to ask every time with every passage. Okay, so try it out. Let me know how it's going. I'm excited for everybody to dig in a little deeper. Next, here are the announcements we have for your life group. First, Summer Fridays are going to keep happening. So Summer Fridays are going to be every Friday this summer. And if they want to be a part of it, they need to be doing two things. They need to text the letters YA to 80875. And second, they need to follow us on Instagram at Mission Hills YA. If they're following us on both of those places, they will always get the info they need to come and hang out with us on Friday nights. It's been going great. We've had 20 plus every single time. But make sure that you guys are telling your life groups what they need to know about it. So make sure, something I've seen in the past is our group leaders have copied and pasted the text that went out to everybody and pasted it in the group me to create a little bit of conversation around it and say, hey, anybody else go into this? What I've seen actually in a lot of group me's, just in case you forgot that I'm in all of these chats, is somebody will be like, hey, I'll go if somebody else goes. And then it's just silence. So maybe consider, if you are free on a Friday night, being the person who's gonna say, hey, I'll go with you. You remember, you don't have to be there everything, but you can connect them to Summer Friday. And then from there, they are connected and they are in for the rest of the summer and they can go themselves without you. But maybe you need to be the one who connects them initially to make sure that they feel comfortable with that crew. The second announcement that we have is go ahead and start talking to your group about the rest week that's coming up. And then third, make sure that they know that we are going to have our YA night again here at the end of the month on the last Tuesday. So those are the three announcements: Summer Fridays, Life Group Rest Week, and then a YA night that's coming up. That's all I got for you guys. Have a great week in your life groups and let me know how these new discussion guides are working out for you. Thanks, y'all.